Hey, good morning, YouTube. It's been a while. I, like I said in the previous video, it's finals week, so unfortunately, my focus has been shifted elsewhere for this week. But after this week or in the middle of next week, regular content will be coming back to the channel. I'm trying to record some things in advance, but if my study schedule allows it. But today, I just wanted to give a quick video just to kind of keep that ball of productivity going, but also to kind of make an argument for why the overhead press should deserve more respect and more attention in your current workout program. So, this is not a conversation that I need to have very frequently for bodybuilders or lifters or power builders who are more focused with who identify themselves as bodybuilders who want to also be strong. Hey Google, turn off my alarm. Technology is amazing. All right. But anyway, when it comes to who really kind of shits on the overhead press, it usually comes from a powerlifting perspective. Reason being is because it's still somewhat debated as to whether or not the overhead press actually contributes to your bench press. A powerlifter, they care about their one rep max in the squat, bench, and deadlift. So it stands to reason, why should they care about another lift? And for me, I always think it's kind of strange that that argument gets brought up when many powerlifters will stand by the barbell row. The barbell row is not a competition lift, but it garners a high level of respect. Many top level powerlifters say that if you want to get your deadlift and your bench press as strong as possible, do the barbell row. Now, what about the overhead press? From a power building perspective, I think that the overhead press is 100% necessary because for bodybuilders, they understand this very, very well, is that a big set of shoulders really makes your physique impressive. More than your chest, in my opinion, the shoulders, if they are nice, round, bulging, boulder shoulders, just popping out of your shirt, it really completes the look of, damn, this is someone who lifts. Now, I'm going to make videos in the future discussing what is my ideal physique as far as the power builder goes, and well, just really for me. And my biggest regret in my training was that I was too powerlifter minded. I didn't I was too focused on strength because I disillusioned myself in the belief that I couldn't look good naturally. And that was my big mistake when I was young, but now that I am more learned and older, I 100% believe that to complete your physique, you need to do the overhead press. Barbell overhead press, push press, clean and press, dumbbell press, machine press, it doesn't matter. You need to do vertical pressing. Now, let's address the strength side. So, I know for a fact Dave Tate does not believe at all in the carryover of the overhead press to the bench press. And there are many who will say the same thing. And I've been trying to kind of think through it and really see if there is a direct carryover. Like if my overhead press goes up, my bench press goes up. Some will say no, some will say yes. However, what I will say is that as my overhead press gets stronger, my shoulders are obviously getting stronger, and that allows me to press more. It allows me to handle more weights on the bench. It allows me to handle more volume on the bench. It allows the recovery of my pressing to actually get better because those muscles are more fit. They're more fatigue resistant because of the amount of workload that I'm throwing at them. So from that sense, even if it doesn't have a direct carryover, the chances of it improving all the underlying and fundamental variables that allow you to bench more will in the future allow you to bench more weight. So from a strength perspective, something that I really think is missing in terms of, let's say, the strength IQ is the fact that if it doesn't have direct carryover, we decide that it's useless. And for me, that's kind of horrible. Like for example, I can't think of an analogy right now, but really it's kind of like, yes, there are exercises that will have a direct carryover. Your close grip bench press will directly carry over to your flat barbell bench press. Your dumbbell bench press is going to be a lot further away from the flat barbell bench in terms of specificity. So the carryover is going to be not as dramatic. It's not going to be as clear. It's not going to be as quick, you could say. However, By building up the strength of the muscle and the connective tissues using a larger range of motion, because the dumbbell allows you to get a longer range of motion, then that over time, in addition to other work, allows you to progress even more if you just relied on one exercise. When it comes to lifting naturally, it really is a game of inches. Well, and I mean from the perspective of any sport really, whether you are a bodybuilder, a powerlifter, or just a recreational athlete who just works out to look good, you want to kind of squeeze out any amount of marginal gains, because at a certain point, building muscle becomes very, very difficult to do. Why would you want to take something out of your toolbox just because it doesn't have a clear cut direct carryover in the immediate future? If you want to build your best strength, your best physique, you need to address all weaknesses. You need to use anything that's available to you, because like I said, it's a game of inches. If you step on stage, you you step on stage of a bodybuilding competition, maybe that one exercise that you added into your program where you did a bit more volume than the other competitors around you is what sets you apart. Maybe doing overhead press work allows you to maintain your level of fitness, so that way when you get to the bench press portion of the powerlifting meet, it doesn't tax you as much. And then now when you go into your other events, because it was a movement that wasn't as taxing, your level of total energy is a lot higher than the people you're competing against. So maybe that's a benefit. But what I will say is that with the overhead press, not only is it going to give you the most complete power building physique, it's going to, or the best looking bodybuilding physique, in my opinion, because for example, like we're not always walking around with our shirts off. So, and building the chest is not really something I think anyone really struggles with. Anyone can do a set of push-ups at any given time. Everyone is bench pressing. Like there's a international chest day for a reason. So we are very much addressing that, and there's no need to really there's no need to like emphasize it even more than it already is. But how many people have well, I mean, it's more nowadays, but how many people actually have a barbell rack setup where they can load up weights to do overhead pressing on a very frequent basis? Not many. How many people have access to heavy enough dumbbells to elicit a strength and hypertrophy response in the overhead press? Not many. So when you go to the gym, make sure you do the goddamn overhead press. If that's not something that you can do at home or like on other days, for example, you can do large high frequency push-ups. You can do a lot of things that will target your chest and of course your front delt too, because that gets involved. But in terms of the full development of the shoulder, overhead pressing needs to have a higher priority in training. And like I said, even if the carryover is not direct, even if it's not immediate, it allows you to increase your longevity in the gym, and the person who lifts the longest gets the strongest. One thing that kind of was a struggle for me to understand when I was younger was the fact that I was a young lifter. Even though I was working out very frequently, I was still a young lifter, and the amount of total volume in their lifetime that lifters had devoted to certain muscles, to certain movements, was just exponentially larger than mine. It took me a while to understand that, because I was young, that was the, let's say, the dividing factor, or the factor that decided that I was weaker and not as big as them, because like the amount of time that and effort they put into it was a lot higher. So invest into it now. Invest into your shoulders now. Invest into your longevity of that joint, that those connective tissues now. Invest into your ability to bench press long term. I really believe that if you overhead press, you are doing that. If you increase your vertical pressing strength, the muscles, all that, you are going to be able to bench for longer. You're going to be able to get stronger in the bench press, because you are now able to bench a lot longer because your shoulders are so much stronger. And of course, for bodybuilding, having big delts on stage is something that I personally find aesthetic. A lot of the bodybuilders that I personally look up to have a very much clear definition of big shoulders, and then it's I kind of like that look of like you're always wearing like football pads or something. Like your chest, your yoke, your traps, your every head of the shoulder is just freaking huge. Like I like that Frieza look, to be completely honest. But that's it for this video. Like I said, it's finals week, so I'm not able to I haven't been able to produce as much videos as I'd like, but I've been planning a lot of videos so that way when finals do come to an end, regular content will be coming back to the channel, maybe in the form of 2 videos a day, because I'm really trying to grow the channel. But until that time, I hope that I can make another video either tonight or tomorrow evening. But since it's Mother's Day, we'll have to kind of see how my schedule works. But with that being said, I really hope you enjoy your weekend. I hope that you take this advice and you start thinking of ways to include the overhead press more frequently into your training. And then from there, you make the best gains of your life. I really believe that the overhead press is a staple movement, and it really disappoints me when I hear it kind of shoved to the side as the bastard redhead child that I really don't think it is. So yeah, include your overhead press, spend some time with your mothers, or I will. Just kidding. Have a great day and enjoy your weekend. Bye.